Alrighty. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Undermountain, an epic dungeon delving adventure here on Javelin Entertainment. We'll be streaming this story every Thursday, or most Thursdays, recently, starting at 6 p.m. Central. If you missed the last chapter, you can find it on the channel page or by clicking down on the link in the playlist link down in the description. Last time, our adventurers finally began to prepare for a descent into Undermountain. As they paid the fee to Durnan, a woman by the name of Esvele pulled Valcrie aside and asked her to keep an eye out for her troublesome brother Kressando, and report back on his whereabouts. Valcrie assured that she would keep an eye out, and they all descended down into the first level of the dungeon. They immediately found themselves in a relatively empty dungeon with signs of looted areas and remnants of adventurers who had been here before. The party discovered a hall filled with demonic carvings and identified a secret door hidden in one of them. That door led down to a lower area with a large, curved rock passage that descended into a flooded chamber with a large statue. While trying to determine the significance of the statue, an unseen foe began to attack the party, and only after searching through the water for some time does the illumination of Ari's sword actually reveal their ooze enemy. They released a round of held actions to finish it off quickly, but Elias found that the creature dissolved part of his armor. Elias was able to use a mending spell to fix it back up, and they continued deeper into the tunnels. Valcrie discovered a corridor of mirrors, some of which were illusory, and discovered a bronze mask of a bearded individual hidden within. Unfortunately, there are mirrors within that summoned spectral reflections of Valcrie and attacked. As Ari and Zannah came to help, reflections of both of them are also summoned forth. Luckily, they're able to finish off the spectral versions of themselves and discover an empty resting room. Deciding that they are comfortable enough, they continue to push forward and are confronted by a group of large, imposing creatures that call out to them. So, Ari and Valcrie, you are leading this group along with brother Elias when you come around a corner and see two furred humanoid creatures with large beards and pointed ears that kind of stand up, with primitive though brutal and effective like weaponry in their hands. They begin to call out to you all.
You there! Stop! Who goes there?
Well, being generally genial, I suppose Ari will stop and see what these people things are before we whack them.
Are you saying anything in response?
Yeah. I'll just tell them that we're an adventuring party, just looking around.
You warriors, swords.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You are warriors. You have swords, weapons. You fight.
Only when we have to, but yeah.
You want to go deeper into the dungeon.
We do. Yes.
We help you if you help us. Yeah? Good deal.
What do you need, friends?
We know way down lower, but there's monsters. Large monster man. Pieced together. Large and scary. You take out Monster Man, we take you below. Yes?
What do you guys think, yeah? Towards the rest of the party in the back.
I'm down to fight a monster.
Good. You come back here once you have monster killed. We show you way through.
So you're not even gonna come with us?
No, you go. You come back with monster.
What part of the monster do you want?
Head, hand, whatever you get.
Okay.
Go now, hurry.
Seems reasonable enough.
Alright, as you all kind of hear this and agree to the proposition for now, you heading, he kind of points you up.
North of here. Upper chambers. Watch out for mirrors. They summon creatures. Don't look at them.
That's great to know. Thank you.
A little too late, but
Do we see a map right now?
Oh, did I not pull you guys over? Oh, that would help.
I was at the phone's Roll20 app was being janky, so I just assumed it was something on my end.
My apologies, guys. I was waiting for you guys to move or something. I was like, why are they not doing it? That would be why.
Yeah, I definitely. I think I can roll, but I definitely can't move.
So he pointed us north?
phone.
Yes, he did point you guys north.
FYI, I would like to be moved, but I can roll if need be. I'm just cooking dinner, so.
So yeah, Elias, if you want to start heading in the direction you see as Ari and Valcrie are kind of following after you, and Zella and
Yeah.
Zannah are still on the other side. Zannah's still in her wolf-like form.
Up this north thing?
You guys do know that one at least appeared to be a dead end.
Is that not where the creature pointed?
He pointed you in that general direction, but you should know that there's also another northern passage back in the chamber past the mirrors.
So back this way?
Yep.
Then yeah, let's go. Nobody look at the mirrors.
You guys should be able to...
You know, that's easy for you, Brother Elias, but if mirrors were kinder to you, you might want to look at them.
Dang.
Ah!
Got him.
Quite comical.
The creature behind just
Take,
kind of
take-
scratches his head.
What
Take-
that mean,
take one-
Nook?
Take one point of psychic damage, Brother Elias, for being called ugly.
What kind of creature is this? Do I know this?
Yeah, I would say it's fairly common knowledge that these do appear to be bugbears.
Got it. I'd be dubious of trusting a bugbear, but let's do it. Let's try.
I mean, we're an adventuring party off to, make money and kill monsters, so...
Exactly. We're doing what I
Why
like
not?
doing anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it doesn't seem like a bad activity to pass an afternoon, we might... I don't know if we can trust them necessarily, but I don't see the harm in it.
Yeah, I'm down with it. Let's do it.
Unless
So-
it's, if we come across, like, an ancient dragon or something, then we might, like, reassess that equation, but, it doesn't hurt to look. It might hurt to look.
Exactly.
If it's an ancient dragon, it might hurt to look.
It doesn't
Um,
hurt for long.
That's true. Austin, how well does intimidation work on dragon negotiations? Because I'm not proficient in anything else that would be helpful.
Only one way to find out.
It might
It's like
work
you're not-
once.
It's like your nat 20 plus 6 is 20 below the DC. Good luck.
It's worth a try.
Okay, well, let's make our way uptown, walking fairly leisurely, because 30 feet per 6 seconds is actually very slow, and see what's going on.
But yeah, as Elias begins to lead you all back down the hall, reminding you all to avoid looking at the mirrors. You make it back into the passage and eventually come upon the central chamber that has those multiple pillars and seems to have the direction you originally came from, and then a passage to the north and to the south.
That's where the snake skeleton was, right?
Correct. You do see a
Yeah.
snake skeleton there.
Alright. Let's head down that way. I'll give that extra advantage on initiative to Sam, and we will be as alert as we reasonably can.
Alright. And how are you dealing with the snake skeleton that blocks your path currently?
How tall is it?
It's a very large, it's probably only about 3 feet tall, but it's a good 10 feet in circumference, or in diameter.
And there's no good way around it otherwise?
Not exactly, it's kind of coiled up. You could probably try and squeeze by the edge if you were careful.
Do you guys think that it's anything more than a skeleton and we should avoid moving it, or are you happy to move it?
I mean, there is a chance it is the monster we have been sent to fight. That is non-zero.
I mean, if that was the case, then we just pick up its skull and walk back to the bugbear, right?
Assuming it's not somehow animated to beat the crap out of you when you try it, yeah.
And you guys were
That'd be
given
absurd.
You guys were given a very rough description. The bugbear had said that the monster looked like a giant man kind of pieced together.
Oh, my bad. Never mind then. Okay, yeah, let's just scooch on past.
Alright, whoever is scooting on past, go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
Could I use
Acrobatics.
athletics? Could I use athletics to jump over it?
You can certainly try, but it's going to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah, but I'm an athlete.
Well, you can try.
You're an
I'm gonna try.
athlete.
Oh, that's the wrong button.
Yeah, Zannah, you're a very large wolf. You just kind of bound across one of the areas and kind of keeping close to the wall. It's easy enough for you to get across, and you hop onto the other side without disturbing it.
Woohoo!
It was just a flat dex, right?
Yep.
Is that a disadvantage for being armored, or does it matter?
For your heavy armor, I'm probably going to say yes. That will be at disadvantage for you. That does make sense.
Shoot.
Looks like we're going through, boys!
Alright, so Ari, as you're kind of preparing to jump over, Elias kind of begins to kind of squeak along the wall and just kind of gets a little bit off balance and kind of steps down, and his boot just goes straight through the edge of the skeleton. And as you just run and give a large leap over, the skeleton beneath you just begins to crumble and crush into dust and kind of a loud crash of bones, and you easily clear it over as the skeleton collapses underneath you.
Of course I use one of my good rolls on that.
Sketchy.
Sorry,
I don't know
fam.
if I'm on +5 or +6 right now, but I can't look at my character sheet to check, so we'll get there.
It turns out your off tank is having an off day.
Whoops.
Rolling a 3.
Yeah, that was a little
Did anything bad happen, or is it just we made noise and alerted the monster?
No, it doesn't seem... You made a little bit of noise, but the skeleton just kind of crushed down into dust and bone.
Stingy off-tank hogging the full plate, even though I have heavy armor master, and I'm sitting here in medium armor. If I die, I'm blaming you, just so you know.
Most tanks normally blame their off tank when they die.
I mean... I'm not saying, like, Ari will be dead. I'm saying Andrew will blame Joe.
There you go.
I mean, the statement still stands, I think.
Hey, honestly, I'm not a terrible off tank. Low-level clerics are slow, and I am doing some things to help. I will get much more effective soon.
So you're gonna outscale the crap out of me, but if I can ever get that full plate from that blacksmith that tried to bamboozle us for magic items, then we'll be in a good place.
Are we allowed to continue now that I knocked over the shit?
Yes, you can.
Do we have... Is that just a door?
Yeah, you kind of come up to another T intersection and look to your right, and you see another kind of rotted wooden door, and then the passage continues up to what looks like another T intersection ahead.
What direction, fam? We've got a right that looks like the bottom of an F, and then a top which looks like it could be a big-ass T, which we can go left or right.
Yeah. Elias, you see another long
could
hall of
I-
stone.
Yeah, I've got 300 feet of
Can
dark
I
vision.
smell?
I don't see anything down here.
I think Gandalf's advice here applies, except for we're going toward the bad smell.
Sure, you can make me a perception check if you want.
Okay. I think that's +1. What's our proficiency bonus right now?
Should be a 2, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
we get a +2 for
Yeah,
now.
so I'm Okay.
We're looking for a stinky monster.
What do I smell?
As you try and move up and kind of smell a little bit in the kind of various directions, you don't get a whole lot of smell from the first T intersection, and kind of moving up to where Elias is, taking a whiff of the air, you definitely detect a strong sour smell coming from the left-hand passage.
Well, there you go.
All right. I think the monster's this way.
Alright, let's get it.
Follow the stench.
This is the 5-foot hallway.
It's about a 10-foot hallway.
Alright. Whoever's got good senses, come on up.
I think it's this is a roll for our tank, buddy. Up you go.
Def not me.
10 feet, we get 2 people. I'm up here, but somebody who can actually smell or see things has to be up here with me.
You're the one with 300 feet of dark vision.
There's also a Zannah wolf.
Yeah.
There is.
It's an off tank too, right?
Druids are tanks. Support tank, fighter, healer, mage, cleric, yeah, it's everything. That's druids and their bullshit.
And Zannah and Zella, are you following along with everyone?
Damn it! Damn it, you're muted.
I'm just slower to get my character to move.
I'll assume that Zannah is indeed kind of up there with Elias. And Elias, as you come around the corner...
There's a room ahead.
Yeah, you catch a large chamber that in the center has 5 pillars that seem to be made of mortared humanoid bones that are all painted black. And there is just a dense, sour smell that permeates this room.
Interesting. Are there any runes, any writing, any ancient texts, anything that would suggest what nature of creatures did this? This looks highly enticing to me.
Give me a perception check. Or investigation if you want to move in and get closer to the pillars.
I'll perceive first and then I'll take a closer look.
Alright. As you kind of glance into this room, it appears to be pretty empty, but scattered across the floor are just... The floor seems to be littered with these small bones that are gnawed and cleaned of flesh. And these bones do not appear humanoid. On the pillars themselves, the bones are completely painted black, and there does not appear to be any runes or iconography. And you kind of take a step forward, and looking at the bones, they appear to have been there for some time.
Both the things on the floor and the manufactured ones?
The things on the floor seem to be relatively newer. They don't seem to be as ancient or as old as whatever these pillars are, or whoever made them. The things on the ground seem to be much more recent, though you're not exactly sure if it was within the last few weeks or few months.
The pillars are probably a much longer time than that?
Yes.
We're in a hurry right now, but assuming we're not running for our lives later, I would love to take a close look at this stuff, guys, but come on through. These intrigue me, but I'm not going to sit us down for 5 minutes while I pick at bone columns while everybody else is waiting to fight the monster. I'm not quite that selfish.
I mean,
at least not for something like this.
It might be the last 5 minutes of your life, you know? You might as well do something you enjoy.
And Zella, as you kind of come up past Elias, kind of looking around into this chamber, you suddenly, just out of the corner of your eye, watch as these tentacles kind of descend down from the ceiling and kind of wrap onto Elias's armor, but not enough to alarm him. And then Elias, you just feel this sharp pain in the small, at the top of your back, right at the base of the neck, as you feel a bite pierce into you, and you're going to take 9 points of piercing damage as you spin around to see this large, bulbous-like creature, just a massive, almost cranial-like creature with a large beak that just looms down with these tentacles below it, and I'm going to need everyone to roll me some initiative.
So this is the stage of the campaign we're at, huh?
Haha, I didn't
Tentacle
jump in.
beast. Oh boy. I will go roll initiative.
Oops, I forgot to click on my person.
Sorry,
that
you can just roll it again and then you can edit it.
Okay.
That hit through my AC 20?
Yes. The beak did.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, I don't have my thingy.
So, which direction did we choose? My boss called and I had to walk away from the
Oh, you're all good.
song.
You guys went to the left.
Okay.
No! Why? The one time I can't actually do shit because I need to go cook. I don't like it.
Well, Zella, did you roll at advantage from Joe or from Elias's gift?
I did click it, but I guess not.
Well, you got the same thing. Alright, so you're the first off the board. As you kind of come around to see these tentacles, you are quick to react. What are you doing?
Shoot the tentacles. Easy choice.
Alright, go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Do they rely on dark
What?
vision to see her?
That's a good question. No, they do not. In fact, they don't even appear to have eyes.
Loser.
They're a tremor sense creature then?
No, they don't appear to touch the ground.
So it seems like blind sight if I were metagaming, but of course I would never do such a thing.
Though 2 of those will hit.
Okay.
Fortunately,
Assuming
not the one for
separate.
bonus. Yep. Alright. But as you just fire out this quick burst of a few bolts into this creature, you see a few of them lodge into the brain-like body of this creature, and it gives a as it releases off of Elias and begins to float now in front of him. And that will bring us to Valcrie. Go lay down.
Taking my meat off the stove so it doesn't boil over or something.
You hear a cry and watch as Zella fires into the darkness, and already you can kind of get the jump on while Zannah and Ari are kind of looking around.
Yeah. Methinks I have to. Okay, so I gotta step forward for that. So, oh, I forgot. This is the big one, right? So we're like half distance, or it takes more to move.
Yes, it does. Sorry.
So basically, I can only get in between. Hold on, I can only get to. Nope, wrong one.
The numbers on there are accurate, though.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm confused. So I can actually move 20 over here.
So if you use the arrow, you can move 30. But if you use the square, you can only move 3 squares, because each square is 10 rather than 5.
Okay, well, I plan to move to kind of like be in this little in-between spot. If I can squeeze between Wolf and Zella.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Okay. Yeah, and then now that I can see the thing, I want to try to mind sliver it, please.
Go for it.
Let's see, what do I gotta do? It needs to succeed an intelligence save.
Alright. Intelligence saving throw. Alright, as you kind of launch out this magic that wraps around the brain, trying to capture it in a battle of wits, you see as the brain surges with its own life force and own magic, it seems to fight off whatever effect you try to set on it. And your mind sliver has no effect.
Okay, well, that's it. Done.
Alrighty. That'll bring us to Elias, as this creature floats in front of you after piercing into the back of your neck.
Let's Shillelagh whack.
Go for it. That'll hit. Alright. As this ethereal flail manifests, you swing it down, and this is a large, slow-moving creature. It's pretty easy to hit, and slamming into it, it takes 8 bludgeoning damage from the impact. And that'll bring us to Zannah, the direwolf. You can hear a commotion, but there's a pretty thick cluster of people around the corner for you, and it's going to be difficult to move through, so it will be difficult terrain if you move through everyone.
I'll probably just hold a bite then until if something comes out the hallway.
Alrighty. That'll bring us back to Ari.
Can I see it at all?
Currently, no. You just hear a commotion coming from around the corner.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll run my. Is it difficult terrain for me too, being a normal-sized person in a 10-foot hallway?
Yep. To get past this direwolf and this cluster of people, for any movement that you do through people, it's going to be difficult terrain.
That's my 15 feet. Can I yeet a javelin at this bitch?
Kind of peeking around the corner, it's going to have a bit of cover, but yeah, you can toss a javelin at it.
Hell yeah, we can. Been harpooning shit for years. As soon as I find out there. Yeah! Let's go!
That'll hit! Roll me some damage. Yeah, as you just, like a whaling harpoon through a giant whale, just pierce this thing straight through the middle. It begins to wobble and flutter through the air as this massive harpoon punctures through it. And it already does not look good. Anything else, Ari?
It started not looking good. That's evil.
That's all I got for now.
Alright. Then after your turn, the creature is going to begin to float back towards Elias and reach out with its tentacles towards you, Elias. As it wraps and tries to grab on, it just, whatever it's trying to do, it seems to be blocked by the metal of your armor, and just kind of tries to snap with the large beak on its body, but to no avail. And Zella, it is back to you.
That's the perfect amount of avail.
I'll do it again.
Pew pew.
Pew pew.
All right, both of those will hit.
Oh. Sweet.
And that'll be 17. Yeah, as you just launch another 2 bolts into this creature, it just gives another cry, as it is now just pouring blood and barely hovering aloft. And anything else? Or is that the end of your turn?
That's about it. I'll move back into the corner a little bit if anyone needs to get past me.
Certainly. And as you do, another creature's tentacles float down from the ceiling towards you, and these ones do seem to land as they begin to wrap around your body. You feel as it touches your skin.
Wait.
Yes.
Can I impose disadvantage with my reaction with the shield?
Do you have to be within 5 feet?
I don't think so. I think it's 30 feet.
30 feet? I'm gonna say, since you didn't see this creature, no. I think you have to. You would have to know that the creature is attacking for this to happen, for that to take it. But you can give it disadvantage for its bite upcoming.
Okay, that'll work.
All right.
I'll take any little bit of help.
Okay. So as the tentacles come down and reach, wrapping around you, I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw as the poison begins to wrap around you. Okay. You're going to take 8 points of poison damage, and you watch Valcrie and Ari. You watch as Zella's muscles just begin to lock up. As Zella, you are now paralyzed.
Dang.
Alright.
So she's
That's
not
not
poisoned.
No, she's not poisoned, but she took poison damage. She is paralyzed, and she also appears to be grappled by these... grappled and restrained by these tentacles that are currently latched around her. And so Elias, trying to kind of throw off or kind of get these creatures back, throws a shield towards her to kind of counteract the restraint, but unfortunately the beak still pierces into Zella, and Zella, you will take... Actually, is that an instant critic? If you're paralyzed? I think it is.
It is.
Not if you have disadvantage, right?
It's not disadvantage,
No,
it's a flat roll, because you're restrained and then given disadvantage, so it's just flat.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you hit a paralyzed target with a melee weapon at all, it's still always an auto crit, whether you, whatever advantage or disadvantage you're at.
Alrighty. So that's going to be another... So Zella, as this beak just tears into your shoulder, kind of ripping out flesh, you're going to take a total of 14 points of piercing damage. As this thing begins to just ruthlessly attack and eat at Zella. Valcrie, Zannah, and Ari, you all watch in horror. Zannah, unfortunately, this isn't in range for your attack, but Valcrie, it is your turn.
I now cannot leave the stove, so I'm gonna have to go off my memory.
The creature is right next to you, just attached onto Zella, and there's another one right in front of Elias that is almost dead.
Yeah, but it's a sketchy thing. So, let me see. I'm pretty sure the starlight thing from the staff, does that have to be at range?
Yes, that is a ranged attack.
Will you allow me to move backwards and then shoot at the one that has Zella?
You can. You might take an attack of opportunity.
Fight me.
All right.
No, that's fine. You want to use up its reactions.
You
That's
move.
good.
You move back, and the creature is currently focused on eating Zella and does not seem to look at you at all.
Then I will take it.
All right. And do you
Yep.
need me to roll that for you?
Yes, please. I really can't leave the stove or this might boil over, so.
You are all good. I gotcha.
At least it's a radiant damage. That was kind of my goal here.
And I think that is only a bonus action, so you still have an action.
Solid.
Okay.
Then let's try a warlock's favorite thing. An eldritch blast.
Alright, range spell attack. So that'll be the same as your Eldritch Blast. So I'm just gonna go ahead and roll 2 of those. Oh no, there it is. Woo! Okay.
Is that a good who or a bad
Yeah,
who?
that is. The Streaking Starlight was really good. Let's see about the Eldritch Blast.
Noise.
Yeah, that'll hit as well.
Awesome.
So yeah, as you just launch out these 2 bursts of energy just flying from your staff. There we go. As they both collide with the creature, tearing off bits and chunks of small brain matter that fly to the ground. Elias, it is your turn.
That was hot.
Thanks.
So the one in front of me is mostly dead.
Yep,
And it didn't move, so it didn't trigger that extra thunder damage.
that is correct.
So let's just whack that one again, just to be safe. For another 7.
Alright, as you just swing down, just crunching in, you see as the brain matter just caves, the skull crunches, and it falls from where it was floating down onto the ground.
And then with my bonus action, let's... 1 second, let me double check something. So, the shield gives disadvantage for all the attacks for the next round from when I triggered it, right? So the creature it'll have expired by the next time it attacks.
Yes, that's how I read it.
Yeah.
That in that case, let's. I don't think I have good shit for you here.
If only we had a cleric that could, like, heal or something. That would be really handy.
How about we do this, because this is a bonus action. So yeah, on Zella.
Alright.
So yeah, it'll have to make a DC 14 Wiz save to attack her.
Can do, and I'm gonna move this slightly.
That's handy.
Alrighty, and that'll bring us to Zannah. Zannah, you can now see this creature wrapped around Zella, and it is about 10 feet away from you.
Okay, so can I move in up one
Yep.
more space over?
Yes, you
Okay.
can.
Alright. Oop. How do you... Alright, cool. Whatever. We'll call that there.
Close enough.
So, I am within 5 feet of a non-incapacitated ally, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
That is correct. I am not incapacitated.
Yet.
Ooh. So, something I didn't know the wolf was able to do. Pack tactics, meaning I get advantage on attack rolls.
Yep.
Hell yeah, you do.
So, I'm going to try to bite the creature that is attacking Zella.
Go for it. That'll definitely hit.
Alright, I should have had the... Okay, 2d6 plus 3...
9. Yeah, as you just chomp down into this, kind of tearing off a few of the tentacles from the creature, as the blood begins to pour out of the brain. Anything else?
Nope. I don't have any other actions.
Alright, that'll bring us to Ari.
How does this brain look based on how much it took to whack the other brain?
This one is only got a portion of the brain that has kind of been beaten in and a few of the tentacles missing. It still looks relatively healthy.
Okay. Okay, so I am going to yeah. Can I get advantage from flanking for the fact that it's grappling one person and also getting bitten by a wolf at the same time I'm trying to whack it?
Sure. What are you using to try? How are you trying to get your advantage? Just strategy? Are you?
It is very occupied, being surrounded by the pack tactic wolf and also grappling and biting at our dear crossbow laden friend.
So would you like to try and use stealth?
Sure.
Alright, go ahead and give me a stealth check.
Hey, medium armor.
Yeah, as you begin to kind of move around to the side of this creature, it seems focused on Zella, and yet somehow the body and the tentacles move in all different directions at once, sensing each of you, and some of them are fending off Zannah while others now turn as you try to move around it, and it does not appear that you have gotten advantage.
Alright, well I still got a nat 19.
Yep, that'll definitely hit.
Because I really don't want to deal with the character trauma of watching two of Sam's characters die in the same campaign, we're gonna go ahead and just throw on this bad boy.
All right. As you just swing down with a blazing radiance to the sword and cut into this creature, you cut a good chunk out of the brain matter and cut into the beak of this creature as it's kind of nibbling down, but it still seems to be hanging on to life.
And, let's see, bonus action. Oh yeah, I can push it. Yeah, I want to whack it with my shield.
Go for it. Give me
That'll be a contested athletics check, or well, it can acrobatics if it wants.
Yeah, as you try to push onto it, this thing doesn't seem to be very strong, but it is just latched and tightly wrapped around Zella, and you can't seem to push both of them very far. And so you kind of knock it back a little bit, but it's still like, it's still holding on, and it seems to mostly resist any attempt to move it.
Okay, that's all I got.
Alrighty. And that'll bring us to Zella. Zella, go ahead and give me another Constitution saving throw. Alright. As the poison begins to dilute in your blood, you slowly shake off the effects, but find yourself still grappled within these tentacles. And let me make sure, yeah, that is the end of your turn. And so the creature does now try, this time reaching out with its tentacles towards Ari in response to the blazing attack. These tentacles kind of reach over towards you, Ari, but are kind of fended back by your strikes and your attacks, not able to quite latch on, and so it continues to bite down onto Zella.
Did it make its wisdom save?
It does need to make a wisdom save. You're right. Thank you. It does not, so it will kind of change and it begins to drift and actually lets go of Zella and instead tries to bite the large direwolf. And I believe that does hit. And so the direwolf is going to take 7 points of piercing damage from the beak of this brained creature as it tries to feed and feast. And that will be its turn, and we're back to Valcrie.
Hey, Valcrie, you wanna zap it again?
Zap it?
Yeah, I think you should zap it again.
You mean from my staff?
I mean, however, I don't know how you do whatever you do. Just I swing a sword and things die, and you do whatever you do and things die, and you should do that so that it dies.
Can Valcrie really sassily just like swoosh her staff, kind of like a wand, but then shoot another starlight? Or
Sure.
shooting starlight?
Give me a performance check. Or do you still need me to roll for you?
It'd be easier if you can.
Alright. So
But
performance...
it's a little more under control now.
Yeah, with a good bit of sass and a little bit of finesse, you kind of spin the staff around in your hand before casting, and you said Eldritch Blast with that, or Streaking Starlight?
Well, Streaking Starlight first, because I think that's what he was alluding to. And then since that is a bonus action, I'll follow up with Eldritch Blast.
Ari legitimately does not know.
So she'll start with the one that she thinks it is, and then she'll go for the one that's like, Eldritch Blast, pew.
The real reason I want 1 level in Warlock.
So, Valcrie, you kind of spin the staff around in an elegant performance before shooting off the starlight, and it kind of glances just over the top of this creature, but you, like, play it off as it's just for effect, and then kind of twist it around before jabbing out with an Eldritch Blast, and this red radiant force just blasts through the center of this creature and pulls out a splatter of brain matter on the other side, and it looks barely hanging on to life.
That is minorly disappointing, but I'll take it. Style points. That's it.
Alright. Elias.
Speaking of minor disappointments, I'll whack him.
Alright, give me an attack roll.
Do I need to get a little closer?
Yeah. But
I
got plenty of movement
step
to do
up
so.
and whack him.
Go for it. Uh, 10 does not hit. As you try and go to swing out, this thing is kind of hovering in between Zella and Zannah. Not wanting to hit Zella, you kind of pull back your attack before it can connect. Not quite confident with your swing. Anything else?
Nope, I've got a spell going. I moved. We're good to go.
Alright, Zannah. This creature is
Alright.
floating right in front of you.
We're gonna bite it again.
Give me that bite. That'll hit for 7 points of damage as you pull off another one of the
wait.
tentacles. Oh,
Nope, sorry, I was using the last rolls thing and I didn't realize that rolled the damage. You're good.
alright. Yeah, so as you bite off another one of these tentacles, this thing is barely floating along and still gives jabs and bites out into the air. And Ari, that brings us to you.
We whack. Whoa, that's sad.
Similar to Elias, you kind of try and swing out, but it is so tight in this hallway with all the creatures and this large direwolf right beside you. As it goes out to bite and you go out to swing, it kind of knocks your hand away and you just miss the creature. And that's gonna...
Well, in that case, we also still shove.
Yeah,
Of course.
you just kind of take this shield and just kind of batter this thing down into the ground, and it just kind of squelches down and kind of hit it back away from Zella, back towards Elias as it knocks into the wall. And that'll bring us to Zella's turn.
Am I
Hey.
far enough away that I could?
Yeah, with that with that
I
shove-
whacked the shit out of it.
with that shove, I'll say you're out of melee range.
Okay.
I mean, I think it is.
No.
It's 10 feet. Is
Yep.
the? I think it's 10 feet. It might be 5. Either way.
I think for a shove it's
So
5, but
I
you're
can
still
take
fine.
myself a little
Yeah.
further away without it getting an attack of opportunity.
Yes, you could.
That seems prudent. And then I will try to shoot it from safely back here.
Go for it. Alright, go ahead and roll damage on those. Yeah, and with another quick few bolts from your crossbows, they just sink into the brain, and the brain just plops onto the floor with a squelching sound that covers a little bit of Ari and Elias's boots with ichor. And as it drops to the ground, you
Fucking
are
juicy.
all out of combat.
The sudden music stop.
So good.
Can we make an inference that the bones are consumed by these creatures, or do they not look like the same kind of marks from a beak?
I mean, that would make sense. You kind of, looking at them, they could have definitely, you don't know for sure, but they could have theoretically or plausibly have been made with a beak like this.
Also, let's look up. 300 feet. Is there a ceiling with more of these creatures on it?
Yeah, as you now look at the ceiling appears to be relatively 50 feet up, and you don't see any other creatures across the ceiling. And you do kind of catch sight of the two alcoves that almost appear to be like small nests that are filled with more of these picked clean bones.
How healthful is Zella looking right now?
Zella does not look good. Her entire shoulder is bleeding, and you can actually see part of the bone a little bit on the shoulder, and she just like has a hand to it and is kind of wincing in pain.
Okay, well, I'll just go magically pat her on the shoulder and toss 10 HP on that to get rid of the worst of the flesh wound.
Appreciate the one layer of muscle back to cover the bone.
You know, it's the least Ari can do. It's nothing a good night's sleep won't fix.
Yeah. I might cure wounds
Brother
myself
Elias,
while we're at it.
don't they teach you how to take care of this stuff?
What do you mean?
The bone and the healing stuff. Isn't that what you people do?
You people.
Some clerics heal.
You should try to learn how. Might come in handy.
I'll take that into consideration. You know I can heal, right?
Oh, well, you should go try it then. Zella's not looking too great.
So, there's something about efficiently using resources. And healing spells aren't particularly efficient at using resources. We would make it through a room, maybe two, if that's what I used all of my magic on.
Get more magic then.
Get more magic.
What an idea!
Like it's hard.
I mean, wouldn't it be nice? More magic.
But
Korean
yes,
advice.
as Ari does kind of place a hand on Zella's shoulder, you do see a surge of light, and the sinew just repairs itself, and it still looks pretty heavily scarred at the moment, but the bleeding has stopped and the bone has been recovered.
While he's sassing me, I will actually heal myself.
Wow.
Wow.
Literally going on his talk about healing being resource inefficient, and then he's just gonna go jerk one out while we're trying to take care of Zella. I see how it is.
Are you trying to do this subtly, Elias, or do you not care?
Oh no, it's my word of whatever, my healing word. Yeah, that one.
All
He
right,
just
so
said
you,
something nice about himself.
yeah, you just kind
That's
of hear
right. I'll
him.
cure wounds myself.
You hear him muttering in a language that some of you may be somewhat familiar with, but you watch as you can see a bit of light appearing on the back of his neck as the wounds there start to close.
I would like to mock him.
Viciously?
Guess I just wasn't worth the effort.
Yeah. Must hate his roommate.
Oh.
Oh, I would like
Sometimes
to
it be
go,
like that.
I'd like to recover my my harpoon.
Yeah, you kind of go over and kind of, with a bit of exertion, kind of pull it through the opposite side of this brain as it is just covered in this dark reddish black ichor.
Doesn't look like a whale, but they stick the same.
In fact, they stick a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Less blubber.
Yeah. But Ari, as you get this first good look around, kind of the light of your blade dancing across these black pillars, it is extremely morbid. As you can see skulls, femurs, and other bones fused to make these 50-foot high pillars. You're not sure how many creatures it must have taken to build this, and they don't all look human, but they mostly look humanoid.
Is there any
now-
hint as to what the purpose is?
Now I wish I were playing my necromancer.
Just by observation, Elias, it seems to be structural. But there may be some intimidation meant with it as well.
Okay. And the mortar, what material is that made out of? Like, what exactly has mortared this into place?
Go ahead and give me another investigation check.
Could it be an archaeology tool? Is that something
if you want
that
to
could
take
be
the time.
examined?
Yeah, it'll take you some time to kind of test and kind of compare to your notes. But if you wanted to take like 10 minutes or so, you could try.
What do you think, guys? You want to learn more about this?
Sure.
Let's do it. I'll guide myself and take a look at this shit.
Cool.
Knowledge is power.
I thought the D4 was the D20 for
I
a second.
did too. I was like, oh no. Looking at this, it's similar to types of almost a cementing like adhesive, but there are things that make it odd and different. You can't quite tell what the bonding agent is, but it seems to have a granular structure to it, similar to traditional type mortar that would build like a wall. But again, there's things that are distinctly different, but you can't quite put your finger on what they are.
Nothing that would give a hint as to what we're about to fight?
No, and looking around, you don't really see any comparison between the mortar itself and the creatures that you just fought.
Alright, this is weird, but it's not weird in any way that, enlightens me. So, I guess we press on. There are two ways out. There's a north and an east way out.
The north, kind of looking at it, appears to just be a small, like, alcove. It doesn't appear to be a way forward.
Alright, east it is.
Okay. So, are we going into the room and then moving east, or are we moving this way?
Oh, sorry, yeah. Back the way you came is the only way out. The two corridors are both
Okay.
alcoves. Sorry, I misunderstood what you were saying there, Joe.
So we going to the other side of the T, I guess
Yep.
is what we're doing? Okay. Not too far, just...
And was
Far
this was a rotten door, you said, back here?
Yeah, back down there was kind of some rotten wood. It wasn't rotten enough to be falling apart, but it was slowly rotting through. And surprisingly, this is the only door you've seen like that. Most of the doors here are in very exquisite condition. even though the dungeon itself appears to be relatively old and dated, nothing seems to be cracked from age or moisture, either wood or stone.
Can you make my wolf move? I got it stuck in the wall somehow.
Yes, I can.
Thank
Don't
you.
you hate when that happens?
Yep.
Got your wolf stuck in the wall.
How could you?
I guess I'll move a little more forward.
But yeah, as you all begin to come down this passage, Elias, you can see it from a ways off, but Valcrie, as you get close, you can see another T intersection that seems to go north and south. The south passage quickly turning to continue east.
What you guys want to do? Up or down/over?
The bugbear pointed up, right?
Yes, he said to the north.
Then up we go.
Zannah is gonna look at Valkyrie and kind of swing her head backwards, trying to signal that Valkyrie needs to not lead.
Thank you. Also, there's either a door or nothing, so...
Yes, it does appear to be a wooden door, this one in very good condition.
Okay, well, I am good not being door opener, and I'll peek down this way while waiting for the door to be opened.
Elias, you come up to the wooden door.
Yep. Everybody else come in?
Are you opening up the door, Elias?
Yeah, as soon as everybody's here. I think we're still waiting on Andrew.
Oh yeah, sorry. I zoned out. Forgot to move my
You're
token.
good, I gotcha.
Okay.
Looks like we're all here, so I think you're good to go.
Yep.
He's stuck behind a wolf butt.
Have him come up, stand with me, and let's open this door. Is it locked?
You kind of test the handle. It does not appear to be locked.
Alright, we'll open the door.
All right. As you both push open the door, you come into a large chamber, and immediately noticeable are standing atop stone plinths in the middle of the room are 3 large statues. Surrounding the statues is maybe half a dozen individuals. And Elias, you can quickly see the dark cloaks, the long beards and blackened hair, the long fingernails, and as a few of them begin to smile, large incisors.
We found the snake.
Please
Do I
don't
know-
all stand in the hall. Come in, come in.
The
I don't
voice
think we
kind
need
of
to go
bellows
in.
out to all of you.
Do I know this creature?
Looking in, they appear to match what you would expect of a vampire, and
Yep.
you see easily half a dozen or more.
I think we should let them sleep.
We are looking for something. And let's explain the creature we are looking for.
You come searching for a man put together, a large monster. We could perhaps help you, but it would come at a cost.
And you can hear that each time the speaking seems to come from one figure towards the middle of the room. A large, imposing figure with metallic armor and a hammer in hand. He doesn't seem aggressive, but has a very imposing stance.
We are what you might call gatekeepers here, known as the Undertakers. If you give us a small fee, we can facilitate your movement and passage through these chambers to the north.
Interesting. What is your fee?
This is only a small 25 gold pieces per individual, of course.
Sounds like a ripoff.
Do we really want to fight vampires?
Sure. I mean, we're doing a dungeon crawler. We fight all the monsters that we come across. That's not a reasonable number, so I guess we fight, guys.
5v12? Oh, goody.
If that happens to not be the answer, we'll roll up new characters and we'll try the other path. That's fine.
We'll
But
get that
no,
ranger.
That number's that's an absurd number. That's 200 gold. Like, no, we'll fight them.
I'm down for whatever you guys want to try.
Up to you guys.
Are you all discussing this back and forth?
Yeah.
At this, there's kind of a motion, and he begins to step forward.
Please, I would highly suggest that you take my opportunity for gratitude. We would not want things to get ugly.
I mean, I quite agree, but that sounds like a impassable number to use. That there are quite a few of us.
Oh? I thought adventurers had plenty of money to spare. Do you need to negotiate the number?
I can, let's see, how much money do we actually have in party loot, guys?
I can check. We still have 135 PP, 19 GP, and 837 SP.
And 25 times 5 is 125, and what's the silver or gold to platinum? 10 to 1?
10 to 1 for both.
So that's like 2 platinum, between 1 and 2?
Yeah.
And how many platinum did we say we had?
135. We are wealthy.
Sorry, not 220.
Only if we don't spend it.
Well, that's true. I mean, like I said, I'm down to smite some undead.
We also need like half of that to repair the armor, right?
No, we already paid to have the
We
armor.
already paid for the armor? Okay.
Yeah, that's done taken out. We pay up front.
I guess
Okay.
it's a drop in the hat relatively.
I don't know, it seems like it'd be kind of fun to fight. Like,
We would
Well, here-
probably have to put off fighting the monster though.
he's got cool
I mean-
armor. It's probably worth something as well. What do you think?
You are a strange cleric.
You can see the mood on this leader of these vampiric creatures. His mood is starting to sour.
You all try my patience. Hand over the coin, or continue back the way that you came.
You know, I don't like your attitude, friend.
Should you not like it, you can always taste the end of our weapons, and we'll take the money from your corpses.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd like to, but you know, dwelling this close to the surface, you can't be all that tough. Everything good's farther down.
Wow. Y'all shit talking. I appreciate it, but
You know, or pretend to know much for your young age.
Yeah, well, you know, you learn faster when you're not an undead scum.
wow.
The price has now risen to 30 gold pieces.
How about the
You and
price
I
has
would get
risen
along
to I
good.
don't smite you where you stand, and you get out of our way? I like that.
That sounds like
better.
a
Can
deal.
I roll intimidation?
Sure, give me an intimidation.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
As you kind of call out, you see a few of the others are kind of looking around, looking back towards this leader and kind of whispering back and forth. And the leader just kind of grips the handle of his hammer and begins to just sort of run his fingers along the edge of it.
I will give you all one more opportunity, and I suggest that you take it. You say that you are here for this monstrous man, sewn together, yes, pieces of flesh. If you are truly here to slay this creature, then I will let you pass and reduce the fee. Only upon your return will we take 20 gold pieces. Take this
Reasonable.
last offer, or leave.
Sure, we'll go fight the monster and we'll bring it back. That's reasonable.
What?
No, this is good, Ari.
R/hold up.
We like this one.
We don't negotiate with terrorists in this family.
Xana's
We're-
gonna nip at
we're-
his heels
we're
to try to
undead
get him to
scum.
stop.
These are
and shake his hand.
unnatural.
Let's go. I'll go shake his hand.
Yeah, Zannah, you should like bite him and pull him away from the door.
We've got a
Yeah.
deal.
I'm gonna nip at his heels or his belt and try to pull him back.
All right, Ari, you kind of feel this biting at your heels. You look back to see this dire wolf like angrily trying to pull you back through the doorway. And Elias, you go up, hand outstretched, and the leader, he kind of gives a nod of his head, and one of the vampires steps up with their hand and goes to shake your own.
Perfect.
Man, I was gonna pull out my silver sock and everything. These bitches weren't ready.
And they
We
kind
can beat him
of
up when we're done.
they kind of take a couple steps back and kind of gather around to kind
Y'all
of give you
understand
passage forward.
We're in a worse position to fight after fighting a monster, right?
That's okay. We'll be extra scary, because we'll win.
Creatures up north?
It is to the north. If you head north and when you reach the intersection, head to the west. Continue past the throne into a small room and you will find it there.
It's going to be-
Northwest, past throne, small room. Got it.
It's gonna be a long time before Ari forgives you guys.
Elias begins to head past all of the vampires through this chamber, past the large statues. Is everyone else following?
Yeah.
Sure.
Oop.
I'd like to point out Ari also was going to be grumpy at us for making him be naked a bunch, but he forgave us, so it'll be okay.
You're digging the hole deeper. You brought a shovel and you're like, hold up.
No, see, that's the meta talking. I'm not saying that in character. That's crazy.
And as each of you passes through this chamber, walking slowly in between, you watch as the eyes of all of these creatures are just fixed onto you. And Ari, being the last one to pass through very reluctantly, you watch as you especially, these eyes are just glazed in your direction. And as you pass through, they just file back, all watching carefully.
Does anyone have a mirror?
No, we left those behind.
Shit, the only thing we didn't loot.
And Elias,
That's
as you
fair.
step
There were good mirrors.
You step forward and you see to the north the passage comes to a dead end, and to the west of this intersection it seems to continue.
Yep. I'm just waiting on everyone else to move their little characters up.
Oh, don't move that.
So we are,
Alright. Swagging up.
The NPCs you encounter will offer clues as to whether you're supposed to fight them or make their deal.
That was a lot of deal making. FYI.
Yeah, on the other hand, vampires are bitch-made and don't want this radiant smoke. Have you considered
You're very
what
ballsy.
paladins do?
As Zannah kind of passes Elias and Ari kind of bickering back and forth about the best way to handle that situation, Zannah, you come to another door that kind of blocks your path forward.
I'm gonna kind of harumph and paw at the door. Oh, now there's Brother Elias. Never mind.
And Elias, as you come up to this door, you swing it open, and it opens up into a large chamber that kind of stair steps down. Immediately visible is a large throne, high-backed, made of interwoven bleached bones, and each of the bones' armrests is carved to resemble a fanged snake.
Perfect, and we're supposed to go past the throne into the small room?
Yeah, and you do see another door on the opposite side of the throne.
Perfect, let's keep going. Opposite side, like this north side, this thing?
No, this one right here. There is other
Alright.
doors on that side as well, and seeing in this chamber, you see multiple debris that seems to be crashed over a large skeleton, and you do indeed see two doors on the far end. But yeah, you reach to this other door and kind of reach towards it, and you find that this one is indeed locked.
But
I
it's the
I love how
room.
Breen knows why I'm rolling a random wisdom save.
I'm like, no. No bubble, please.
Let's see if it's an easy door to unlock.
Ari sees a chair. Ari wants to sit in it. It's a second character flaw.
Not
It's
just a
been fun.
chair, but a throne.
Yeah.
Can I at least inspect the throne while he's fiddling with the lock?
Sure. You can make me an investigation check, and Elias, you can go ahead and roll me thieves' tools.
Want help? Ari?
Oh, sure.
Elias, as
I
you
can assist that.
or Ari, as you look at this throne, kind of just in awe, it is a fairly large, intricate throne, and despite being mostly made of bones, you see a beautiful velvet seat cushion, and it actually appears to be quite nice. And Valcrie's like, do you want some help with that? And kind of comes up to assist, and just as you're kind of reaching over towards, she kind of grabs your hand and pulls it back. And Valcrie, you can see that there's something not right. It appears that there's some sort of semi-hidden chamber beneath this seat, some sort of compartment. But
Oh,
if anyone attempts to sit on or move this seat, it seems to trigger something, and you look around and your eyes just kind of focus on the large bone-like snake heads on either armrest.
Huh.
well, I'm glad I didn't sit first.
Yeah, you really didn't want to do that.
Austin really just tries to torment my character.
I didn't make this up, man. This is pre-written.
They knew. Alright, whoever wrote it knew. They're like, oh, we're gonna put these nice fancy chairs and thrones everywhere.
All those chair sitters are gonna hate it.
You know, I cannot be but what I am. Which is kind of not true, because I made up Ari and he's a figment of my imagination, but you get the idea.
It'd be like that.
You get attached to the shtick.
It happens.
I guess I probably shouldn't lick the bones.
Yes, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, probably. But.
Zannah, as you kind of look out, you see this just large, monstrous skeleton that is just kind of scattered through this hall, and around it are pieces of what at first look like rock or stone, but actually appear to be closer to like a glass or crystal.
Well, since I can't share that with anybody, I'm just gonna turn my head and kind of nudge Valcrie to look at what I just saw.
Okay. I shall... First of all, I'll do this so I can actually be there.
And
I'll see... Christmas tree!
yeah, so Elias, as you're working at this door, it's not very difficult, but you can't seem to focus with everyone kind of talking and moving around behind you, and you just can't quite get it. You're like almost there, but you kind of, as soon as you're almost there, another one trips and you have to restart over. And so it should be pretty easy to get, but it's just going to take you a little bit more time than you expected. Meanwhile, Valcrie, you kind of look over and you're just like, it's just rock, and you kind of kick a few, and one of them kind of turns over and kind of there's just kind of this shine or glimmer off from the light of Ari's sword that kind of comes back into your eye and kind of reflects in your eye, and you kind of begin to rub your eye, and you step down onto the stair and lose your balance a little bit and kind of slide down the stair on in between the stone, and there's kind of a tumble of a few of the shards, and one of them kind of breaks and cracks a little bit, and you will take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Ow. Oh no, looks like rocks, Wolfie. I'm sorry.
Elias kind of sits down and begins to try and focus again on the door. Is anyone else doing anything?
I'm resisting the urge to sit on the throne. It's really all Ari has at him right now.
With that nat 20, I really hope you take Valcrie's warning very seriously.
It's nothing personal. Just we dumped wisdom, so
She did say that there was a compartment hidden beneath the seat.
that's true. We could look in the compartment.
If you want to go for the compartment, I didn't say don't do that. I just said
That's
don't
true.
sit on
Can
it.
can I look in the compartment?
She would have been able to tell you that any disturbing of the seat, which the compartment is beneath, like underneath the seat, would potentially trigger whatever this trap
What if
was.
I'm really careful?
I mean, you can try and be careful. You can try and,
no.
if you want to roll me like a sleight of hand check to try and carefully lift up.
The Lord is with me.
Oh, dear.
Okay.
Ish. You know.
And
We're pretty
Valcrie,
happy with that as a flat roll.
Valcrie, did you get the 1 bludgeoning damage?
I did. Well, why is it not showing? I did do it. Yeah. I should be at 28. I don't know why I didn't do the thing on there.
It's because for some reason these things mess up every once in a while. There we go. Fixed it.
There you go.
I don't know why that happens. Okay. But yeah, Ari, as you kind of go, as Valcrie kind of stumbles down the stairs, and you kind of take this moment while she's not looking, you carefully kind of try and lift up the velvet seat, and as you go and lift it up very, very gently, you kind of barely glimpse into it to see that it doesn't appear to have anything in it, and you kind of open it up a little bit more, and before you can get a proper look in, you suddenly see a flash of movement, and I need a dexterity save from you.
Is it only targeting me?
All right. Yes, as you kind of carefully
I get a
move.
+2. I get a +2 if it's only targeting me. From Shield Master.
Sure. Regardless, as you're kind of lifting up this cushion, you just see a flash of movement. You yank your hand out of the way as you see the head of this serpent on the chair just animate and bite towards you. And luckily, narrowly missing your hand. You don't think it would be too bad. These snakes are pretty small, but whatever it was, it seemed to have missed you for the moment, but you dropped back down the velvet cushion back onto the seat where it was. And Valcrie, as you're slowly picking yourself up, you see as the door on the far end begins to open up. And
no.
What was that? And kind of steps through one of these vampiric figures and begins to look in your direction, just, "Intruders!" and calls out. And at that moment, I'm going to need everybody to roll me some initiative.
Invited. We were invited in. We're not intruders.
I'm an intruder. Fuck these guys.
That was another vampire that said this?
Yes, it does appear so.
Neat. I guess we're gonna get the fight And
The bugbears might have bamboozled us. I'm just throwing that out there. They might be in league. Wow.
Possible. I like the
We're doing
initiatives
great. We're
that
doing
are
great on initiative.
not one. Yeah.
I mean, Sam got out because of the advantage, but still.
Please feel free to go before me, everyone. It's okay.
You know, would that I could.
That could be a lot worse. The vampire dude's like, oh no!
Alrighty. And Elias, go ahead and roll me your archaeologist tools check real fast. Actually, no, we'll get to that on your turn, actually. I lied. Alright. As this figure steps forward and kind of calls out, Zannah, you're the first to respond as Valcrie is still kind of dusting herself off. What are you doing in wolf form?
Okay, but the dude's all the way over here, though, right?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
At the far end of the chamber.
I guess I'm just gonna hold a bite, because I can't get there.
Alright, so you kind of just stay where you are, moving into like a guarded stance as you just bare your fangs ready for him to approach. Elias, go ahead and roll me that archaeologist tools check. Alright, as you hear this call out, Elias, you feel the last click as the door lock opens. What would you like to do? Your tools are still kind of scattered out around you.
nicely put them away. I like my tools more than I like you guys.
Alright, so you take your action to
That
begin
checks.
kind of quickly picking up the tools and putting them away. Zella, that'll bring us to you. You're still around the corner, but you hear this call come out.
Yeah, I'll move into the room, see if I can see who made the call. Does it look like everybody else is planning to fight this point?
You see at least the wolf already appears to be in an aggressive or defensive behavior.
Good enough. I can see.
Good enough. Oh boy.
Pew pew.
Alright, all three of those will hit.
I told you we could take the vampires. It was a
Oh,
bluff.
see.
He was bluffing. Now you look like Prince Humperdinck.
We'll be fine.
Plus a d8.
Alright, just in this blur, you just see three bolts just fly out of the shadows into this creature and just dunk, hit into his chest, and the creature just flies back into the room and drops down onto the ground unmoving.
Woohoo!
Well,
And
the time
that'll
for
bring us
negotiating is over.
Valcrie.
I told you we could take these bitches.
I have no words. We should have used our words for 2 seconds. But I suppose if we're gonna have vampies that want to come get us,
I'm immune to disease, bitches. I can't even become a vampire. Actually, I don't know if that's how vampirism works in D&D, but
let me see.
we're gonna move on from that. Actually, Austin, is that how it works in D&D? In a lot of games, it's a disease.
It's a good
Or
question.
starts a disease.
Okay. I'm going to hold Mind Spike for vampires to run in aggressively. So, keyword is they need to be aggressive towards us.
Alright.
Tis all.
Okay. Valcrie, you kind of watch through this doorway very carefully, and you just kind of barely see a few heads peek by and then a few crossbows right there, and as they begin to fire, go ahead and give me your Mind Sliver.
Nope, Mind Spike.
Or Mind Spike, excuse me.
Yeah, so into the mind of a creature within range. So that's assuming they're 60 feet. Would they be too far?
Yes. Nope, they're good.
Okay.
They're just within range.
So I would say whichever one is first would be the target, and they need a wisdom save, please.
Alright, a wisdom save. That is a failure. Go ahead and roll me damage.
So 3d8 psychic, 16 psychic damage, and I will always know their location until the spell ends, but it's fine.
Perfect. As you just launch out this just psychic attack, you just see this force kind of wrap around, and you immediately know where this individual is, and you just hear a and then the spell ends.
Man, these things are
She does
strong.
not. She does
Awesome.
not
I
cackle
think-
menacingly.
I think a 19 should have intimidated the shit out of things that are this weak. I'm just saying. Like, they should have been groveling for their lives.
They don't know we're hot shit though.
There is stuff that goes into it that I'll explain afterwards. But yes, as you feel this spell fade, you're kind of caught off guard as these terrifying looking vampiric creatures just seem to be falling with no real effort. But one of them does get its crossbow around and does fire off in your direction, Valcrie. And that one will not hit as he just sees his companion fall over. He kind of fires wildly, and it's odd. Valcrie, as you actually go ahead and roll me a perception check, Valcrie, as you're watching this door.
Real?
Yep. And Zannah, you can roll one as well. Not at advantage. It's not due to smell. Alright,
Nice.
so both of you just kind of see this bolt just fire wildly off into the dark, not hitting either of you. And that'll bring us to Ari. You can hear combat coming from the north edge of the room. I don't think your light quite reaches that far. You can just barely glimpse it.
But it's okay, because I have a acute sense of hearing to make up for my lack of dark vision. So I'm just gonna... These are still 10 feet tiles, right?
Yep.
Wait, would my keen hearing have helped me at all on that wisdom?
No, it was
Okay.
based on sight.
Well, I ran that way, and I'm gonna hold my whack in case anybody gets in range. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna dash. I lied.
Go for it.
Eh.
Yeah. All right, I'm right here.
All right, as you get there, you
Come
see
get me, coppers.
two vampires kind of lying on the ground, and one of them with a crossbow just kind of aiming it at you shakily. And now you can kind of see light coming from around the corner as well.
I wondered why I could see that little area over there.
Because it's lit?
It does appear
Yeah,
to have
bro.
light coming out of it. All right. And with that, all right, let me get these taken care of real fast. All right. Good to know. That will bring us to. That'll bring us to Elias, or back to Zannah. Excuse me.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna climb the stairs, but still just hold a bite. Nope. Nope.
And what's your movement speed as a wolf? Is it 30 still?
50.
50. All right. So you can move 5 squares. So you actually can get up right next to Ari.
Oh.
Damn. Must be nice having 4 legs.
Yeah, actually you can, no. The ones, you can get into range of one, but it already seems to be unmoving on the ground. And you see the...
gratuitously bite its corpse, just to assert your dominance.
You certainly could.
Okay, how is...
Alt.
Am I able to move?
Yeah, if you hold Alt, it'll allow you to move within squares.
Okay, cool.
There you go,
Alright.
yeah.
The one on the ground you said is just unmoving, correct?
Correct.
Alright, then we're gonna use the lovely advantage of having my friend by me, and we're gonna bite.
Alright. Give me an attack at advantage.
So, does that hit?
Yes, that will definitely hit. Go and roll me damage.
9.
Okay. Sorry, I'm moving stuff around a little bit. As you just bite in, you just crunch into this individual's leg, and you can watch as blood begins to rush out as you kind of tear and shake it away. This vampire is definitely not moving. Definitely seems to be dead.
Cool.
Alrighty. And that'll bring us to Elias. Elias, you finish gathering up your tools and look around to see Ari and Zannah rush off. What are you doing?
I'll go up there with them.
Alright, you begin heading in that direction, kind of following up from them. Anything else?
Let's hold an action to Sacred Flame if anything obviously aggressive gets within range.
Alrighty.
Cool.
What's your range on Sacred Flame? Because I think you can just
60
barely...
foot.
Yeah, you can just barely see one of the vampires inside, or you should be able to.
Then yeah, I'll tap him. DC 14 dex save, please.
Alrighty. Yeah. Go ahead and roll me damage on that.
7 radiant damage.
You just fire this out, and you hear kind of a screaming coming from inside, like, ah! 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 As he's trying to pat out the flames. And he just drops his crossbow from where it is.
Excellent.
Zella.
I will likewise move up a bit in the direction everyone's heading. And I can still see the guy that got flamed.
Yeah, you can just glimpse it in between Zannah and Ari.
Well, that's probably worth a shot.
Alright, both of those will hit. Go ahead and roll me damage. Yeah, and with 2 quick bolts, just one to the chest and one to the eye socket, you watch as this person also, just also drops down to the ground, unmoving. Anything else, Zella?
Nope.
Alright, that'll bring us to Valcrie.
I'm coming. I'm guessing I need to run after people. Oh. No, there's still people there, right? have to move.
You currently can't see anyone that is not lying on the ground, any enemies.
Okay, can you fix your grammar? So there's no one that I can't see that isn't lying on the ground?
That
There
was exact
are-
perfect grammar.
There are no
All-
enemies that you can see that aren't lying on the ground.
Okay, so in other words,
Everyone-
enemies lying on the ground.
Yes,
Yes,
all
all the
three
enemies
enemies are on the
can
ground.
Okay, I need one voice. Thank you.
All three
'Cause you're all
enemies. All three enemies are on the ground, unmoving.
Okay. Unmoving doesn't mean dead. So,
Technically true.
for funsies, Eldritch Blast.
All right, it will be a
'Cause it
disadvantage
should-
on a prone target.
I don't care.
Go for
Because
it.
in theory, it'll find where it needs to go. Should it hit. Or it's a 9.
You kind of launch this Eldritch Blast, and luckily it weaves in between Zan and Ari, but just kind of scorches the stone in front of the bodies as they're kind of tucked behind this wall. But you're like, I probably got them.
Don't care. I did my good hit. We're good.
Anything
I'm
else?
unsettled by this dapper-looking whatever that rolled a 12 on initiative.
I am totally fine.
All right. Okay. At that point, two more of these creatures are going to rush forward up next to Ari and next to Zannah. And they are going to swing out. Both of them seem to have scimitars in their hands, and they will both one attack onto Ari and one attack onto Zannah. Ari, the attack onto you just kind of glances off your armor. It doesn't seem like there's a whole lot of strength behind them, and they both kind of have scimitars in one hand and lanterns in the other that they're carrying around. And Zannah, as the other one swings out towards you, that one actually hits, and you will take 6 points of slashing damage to your wolf form.
Okay.
Imagine getting hit by these nerds.
And let's see. That will bring us back to Ari.
I would like to whack.
Alright. As you swing out, they just kind of duck under the blade and kind of, not exactly kind of snarl, but kind of lift up their lips with what appears to you is trying to kind of almost roar or growl at you.
I would like to shove.
Alright, give me an athletics check.
It's not happening today.
Yeah, as you kind of just press into this chest, they just, you killed our brothers, and also begin to just rear back for another attack. Just completely unmoving. And at that moment, Ari, there is just a bang and a bust as the door to the back just seems to bellow and blow open, and you hear just what almost sounds like a roar, just this bellowing moan, just as Elias, you are the first one to see what looks like a towering man of sewn flesh just steps forward, and just pieces of flesh
we found him.
sewn together and just lumbers out towards you, who is the nearest person, and just lifts up his hands and slams them down towards you twice. And both of those are gonna hit.
Can I use the shield when I've seen him?
Yes, he is very loud as he just lifts up his hands and rushes towards you.
Yep, let's give him a disadvantage on all his attacks for the round on me.
Alright. And so we will put that up for you. The first one still hits you, but the second one doesn't, as the first fist just kind of catches you out of nowhere, but the second one you're able to kind of get your feet underneath you and push the shield and block the fist. And it still seems to push you back a little bit from the force, but not as much as you try to recover. The first blow did 17 points of bludgeoning damage to you as you try to recapture your breath and face off against this creature.
Alright.
In the meantime, from behind this creature, out steps an elegant woman, also appearing vampiric in nature with this grayish skin and dark black hair. And she just hisses, "What are you doing here? Kill them all!" And she will go ahead and just pulls out 2 daggers and tosses them, one at Zella and one at Valcrie.
What? Oh, like as in attacking them. I thought you, but when you said toss, I thought you were going for like tossing an ally a weapon, and I was real shook.
And you also see
like,
that she appears to have a lantern attached to her leg as well. Zella, you kind of dodge and roll out of the way of the first dagger, but the second dagger just catches Valcrie right in the stomach. And Valcrie, you're going to take 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay, well, they get Hellish Rebuke.
Alright, go ahead and give it to me.
Which, so, I think we had that conversation, but remind me, because it's a reaction, does it get cast at 2nd level as well, or is it just whatever level it's at?
Any of your casting that you do that isn't a cantrip always gets cast at your highest available slot.
There you go.
Alrighty.
That should be my level 2.
Yeah, as you just blast out this fiery retort that wraps around her, she gives a yelp of in response as these flames wrap around, doing 17 points of damage. Very nice.
Hashtag back off, bitch.
All right. And Zannah, it is now your turn as 2 of these creatures are facing off against you and Ari.
Alright, I guess I'm gonna continue to do the same thing I have been doing.
It is at advantage. That will just hit.
Hey, we take those.
Alright, as you clamp onto this person's arm and just kind of shake it, you end up pulling the arm clean off as he just screams in horror as he looks just about dead. He does not look good. And there's just bleeding all over the ground, and you actually pulled the arm that has the scimitar, so he's just holding this lantern just screaming. And actually the other one next to him is just going to look around in horror, and just you can see just this fear suddenly come over his eyes, and you hear him mutter, "I didn't sign up for this shit," and begins to kind of turn around. Elias.
Is he actually moving, or?
He'll move on his turn. It's not his turn yet, but you can see him preparing to.
Right.
I will pop my Channel Divinity Aura, the temp HP, and I will bonus action to use that shield spell on myself to bring my AC up. So we'll do that,
gotcha.
And we'll do...
And what's the aura's? It's 15 feet? 20 feet? What is it?
30 feet.
30.
Yeah. Or 30 feet radius.
Yeah.
Let me click
Big
it.
radius.
Ooh, that's a chunky radius. We love it.
Alright. That'll bring you up to a 22.
Yep.
Okay.
And then...
Should be bonus action and action.
Yep.
And then temp HP.
Yep.
So we all get +6?
No, at the end of your turns, you will roll that.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And keep refreshing your temp HP at the end of each of your turns. I get to choose. I could also choose to have you, not be scared. Get rid of a charm or a frighten as well at the end of your turn.
Neat.
So, basically, if she's got charm or frighten magic, it'll end. Or you'll get temp HP.
These nerds are weak.
I don't know if
I don't
that
know
other
about the
thing is.
monster. The monster's probably not, but these nerds are weak.
So yeah, that was my turn. Let's see if we can live.
Alrighty. Zella, that'll bring us to you. You see this large, just massive man wander out towards Elias and the vampiric woman behind her, in addition to your friends being fighting up to the north. What are you doing?
By chance, do any of these creatures rely on dark vision? I know not in the 30-foot sphere of light, but outside of that?
It's dim light, so it does do that.
These ones do not, actually.
Alright, then there's no reason for me to go outside the radius of light, so I will stay here, happily take my hit points, and I will fire at the... I'll fire at the large dude attacking Elias.
Alright.
Ooh, poor choice, apparently.
As you just launch off these, this thing is huge and slow moving. Both of those will hit.
Oh yeah.
Good choice.
Okay. Alright, so 16 points of damage. As you just cut into this creature, you just hear him roar. And... math is hard. Alright. That'll bring us to Valcrie.
Sammy, at the end of your turn, roll a d6 plus 4. Give yourself temp HP.
Yep.
Or don't.
Why would I not?
Because you just assert your dominance.
I don't want your healing now.
Okay.
Nice.
What to do? She's annoying. He's scary. If she's vampiric, that could be cool. Yeah, so I think we'll do the streaking starlight towards vampiric lady because she was a bitch. And then I don't know. I haven't decided who I want to hit with Eldritch Blast yet, so we'll start with that.
Alright, go ahead and give me that.
Oh, sorry, 22. I'm still at disadvantage, which is wrong.
So
22.
Yes, 22 will hit.
Cool. So, gonna hurt that bitch with a 9.
Nice.
And then... Actually, I just really don't like her. I'll also Eldritch Blast her. For 12.
12 does not hit. As you launch out this Eldritch Blast following the starlight clips her and she kind of spins around and then ducks down low to dodge as the mote of Eldritch Blast tosses over top of her. And
That's
she just
fine.
begins to kind of slink across the ground.
And I step backwards, as I can do that. So,
Alright.
that's where I'm gonna be.
And then roll that d4 plus 4.
D6 plus 4.
D6
Or
plus
sorry,
4.
I guess I would be technically aiming to be in the aura if that's what that is. 1d6 plus 4. 9. That's pretty cool. Take it.
Alright.
Alright, there we go.
And at that, the door to the north opens up and you see another vampiric entity who, let's see, odd, Zannah, even, alright, rushes forward towards Valcrie and just begins to, like, lift up its claws and carve out towards you, Valcrie. And...
Okay, but I was trying to go do dishes, so...
Well, we'll get this real fast.
Okay, what do you do so I can hurt him?
And as it kind of rushes out towards you, it actually kind of trips and stumbles on the rock for the first one and kind of claws up along the ground towards you. And with the second attack, manages to scrape into you for 5 points. And you feel as it kind of tries to scratch across you. It doesn't really make too much contact with the nails. It's more kind of a fist. And so you'll take 5 points of bludgeoning damage. And that comes out of your temp first.
That is correct. Yep. Thank you. But now also Hellish Rebuke at level 2 because he hurt me. So that is a 15 on him.
All right, as there's just a scorching of fire, you hear "Ugh!" as fire wraps up around him and begins to burn into him, and certainly is not nice for him.
And she says, "Back off, bitch." No uncertain terms.
Noted.
Done.
Exclusively uncertain terms.
Alrighty, and then these, as this guy is swinging around, just flailing the lantern who was lost an arm, the other one kind of looks in horror and begins to rush away, and Ari, you can take an attack of opportunity if you would like. And 13 will just hit as he tries to rush away. You just take your sword and just stab it into his back and thrust it throughout the front side of his chest, and he just collapses bleeding down to the ground. And Ari, it is now your turn as the other one is just wildly flailing. He seems to have gone completely mad from pain.
Cool. I'm gonna ignore him and run towards the thing. I don't know. Like it puts me in the square next to it, but I don't know if I can actually get to it with my motion.
Yeah, I think you're still 10 feet away. Let me check.
Yeah, it depends on
right
how
about
you
there.
measure things.
Yeah, so you'd be right at the top of this square. So actually you're still even with Elias because you can move at a diagonal, so you could get close enough to be within 5 feet of it.
Okay, sweet. So I'll
and that will hit as you carve into this creature. It also
I haven't rolled yet. That was the roll.
I missed.
Sorry. But yes, I will.
That will definitely hit. For one less. But yes, you still carve into this creature, and he is just bellowing, just swinging out wildly at both of you now.
I would like to shove him as well.
Alright, give me a athletics check. Alright, as you just kind of rush up, he was focusing on Elias, and you just kind of stab, and he kind of turns to you, and you just knock him in the face, and he kind of stumbles back 5 feet.
I would like to knock him prone, actually.
Alright, you kind of knock him in the head and kind of, instead of knocking him back, you kind of knock it into kind of his knee to kind of push him down onto one knee. But he immediately just kind of bull rushes, kind of standing up and thrusting both of his fists toward you. And the first one kind of catches you off guard, but doesn't actually quite do damage. The second one kind of slams into your chest, and you're going to take 9 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, my turn ended, so I actually have to roll my temp HP.
Oh yes, please do.
What's it? D6 plus what?
4.
Plus 4.
Oh wow, that's nuts.
Every round for the party. It's
Alright,
fucking, it's efficient healing.
This is...
So I take 2 damage, yeah?
Yes, correct.
Cool.
Yeah, this is why I allowed you guys to go down early.
I would take 0 damage if I had heavy armor. But no, the person with heavy armor masters the person in medium armor, because we don't optimize.
You know, it's fine. You guys will be fine. Alright, the vampiric woman begins to race around the throne, tossing another couple daggers, this time only at Zella. And the first one just goes wide, but the second one slices across your back, Zella, and you're going to take 6 points of piercing damage.
Out of your temp HP.
Yep, out of the temp HP first. And she will... You know what, she's angry enough right now that she's actually going to instead rush forward, and so those would have been stabs rather than throws, but still no change. And Zannah, that'll bring us back to you. You still have the arm of the one guy in your mouth, and he is just screaming wildly in pain as Ari has run off.
I guess I'm just gonna kind of throw the arm at his face and come over here to fight this dude.
All right.
And use my typical 5 feet of a friend thing.
Yep.
Oops. There's the other D20 roll.
Okay. That one will just barely hit. And so you kind of bite into this one, this time latching onto his leg, and you kind of pull back and you kind of rip a piece of flesh and cloth off, as he's also suddenly not looking so hot. Burnt and bitten. Elias, that'll be back to you. Zannah, go ahead and roll your d6 plus 4.
Let's get a spiritual weapon up next to me.
Alright.
And let's whack and spiritually whack.
And both of those will easily hit. For another 16. As he bellows out in rage, but seems to be starting to look a little bit worse for wear. Oh. Let me actually save that you can control that. Alright, that spiritual weapon should be under your control now.
Yep, I can move it.
Perfect. Alrighty. And that'll bring us to Zella. You now have the vampiric woman right in your face.
Yeah, I guess I have to shoot her first. Ooh.
Those attacks will be at disadvantage since you're in melee.
Because she is crossbow expert, right?
Oh, yeah. So yeah, both of those will hit with a crit. Okay. Yeah, as you just kind of turn and just spin and just close fire these both into her chest, you can see blood pooling and anger in her eyes, but there's also... actually, roll me an insight check, Zella. Yeah, you can see what looks to be a bit of fear in her eyes.
Ha.
22. And that'll bring us to Valcrie.
I suppose I will. Okay. Because I want to get far enough away from the dude that it can be technically distant, but not so close that what's her bitch can feel like she should hurt me. So if I do that, can I technically call that distance and shoot him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Here, I'll adjust.
Let's see. I'm thinking, why ruin the fun? And I'll do another Eldritch Blast.
Go for it.
Bam.
That'll definitely hit. And you're doing it on the vampire count up here?
Yeah, the one that decided just gonna bust in and instantly try and hurt me?
Yeah, go for it.
Connect to her because that would have been at disadvantage.
No.
No, I stepped back.
Yeah, she stepped back.
Pew. For 5.
That's
That's
a rough Eldritch Blast there.
That is like the lowest quartile. That's great.
Yeah,
that's
as
cool.
you kind of step back, he goes to kind of claw at you, and you will take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, but you blast out with your Eldritch Blast, and this reddish blast hits him for 5.
Okay, let me do that. So, what was the... So, we're rolling it at the end, so therefore I'll take my 6, and then roll and get more temp. Is that how we're doing that?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so there's that. Then there's this. And then roll, which is the 1d6 plus 4.
Yep.
5!
Nice.
Also wait. He hurt me. Wait, but that was my turn. Can I react to a reaction? Is that
You're
crazy?
out of spell slots for rebuke.
What? It's
You
a
only
reaction.
You only have 2 spell slots.
But it's a reaction.
It
I
doesn't
thought
matter.
that was different.
No,
Oh, no.
it still takes out spell slots.
Well, also then that means I was very out, but that's bullshit.
Yeah, anytime you use a spell that's not a cantrip, it takes a spell slot.
And you only
Okay,
get 2 per rest.
I do recall asking earlier, like in previous sessions, and you guys were like, "Yeah, it's totally fine." But okay, I will.
I may have
understand that is
misunderstood.
the new- I will understand that is the new and that is the ruling. So that is it.
Alrighty. Then it will be this one's turn as he's going to, watching Valcrie escape kind of just with the last bit of energy that he has, he will go ahead and swing out towards the wolf and try and kind of cover and escape. And kind of, he looks pretty weak, and so the first one doesn't quite hit, but he swings hard with the second one, and Zannah, you'll take 6 points of bludgeoning as he will attempt to rush off into the darkness, and you can make an attack of opportunity, Zannah, if you would like.
Okay. Can I bite him?
Yes, you may.
Whack.
Okay. Can you do
Equal
the roll?
opportunity biting.
That will
And
hit. Alright, and so you bite into his leg, but he does kind of stumble off and around the corner. Alrighty.
Does direwolves have the thing where you have to make a strength save or fall prone when they hit you?
They might have like a pounce? That's a good question.
Oh, hey, yeah, I do.
Does it require you to
Handy thing
move?
know.
Does it require you to move a certain distance, or is it anytime you attack?
With bite, it says if the target is a creature, it must succeed on a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone.
Ah, yes, that would be
We
important to
should
remember.
start using that.
Yeah, I just learned 2 things tonight, so we're getting there.
So it is knocked prone, but he kind of stumbles up, and so he doesn't quite make it out the door. Good thought. Alrighty. And that'll bring us back to Ari.
In a big variety, I will whack.
Ooh!
And I will smite!
Give it to me.
Oh, that'll be 4d8.
48?
Nice.
So that'll be 17,
35?
35 mixed between slashing and radiant. I don't know if that matters, but yeah. Yeah, so 35 damage.
Is that right? Yeah.
Magical slashing and then
And
radiant.
it is magical if that has mattered in the past few things, but based on what you've been saying, I didn't think it mattered.
It doesn't look like it matters for him. No.
God. Crits feel so good.
Yeah. As you kind of just cut into this creature, you kind of cut along a seam across his chest, and you actually open it up, and you see as what look like dead and rotted organs begin to kind of spill out of his chest, and he just opens up his mouth and gives a roar of rage and fury. And will begin to... Was there anything else?
Sorry, is it still my turn?
Yeah, technically.
Yeah. So then we shove. Less impressively. That's okay. And then we roll temp HP. I mean, maybe it's possible for him to roll lower than me, but you know.
No, you try and shove him, and he just kind of catches onto your shield and just reaches back with his fist and begins to slam down hard into you twice, just with this fervor and anger. And both of those are going to hit, and let's see. Yeah, you're going to take 13 points of bludgeoning damage from the first one.
Okay.
And another 12 points of bludgeoning from the second one.
You love to see it.
And he is just in this fury right now. And the vampiric woman is going to take a step back and kind of dodge away from Zella. And Zella, you can make an attack of opportunity if you want, but I think currently you're holding 2 ranged weapons, so you can try and make a strength check if you want to swing one out toward them.
Improvised attack.
I mean, might as well.
Go ahead and give me a strength check.
Oh, string check. Sorry.
Yeah.
Straight down the stairs.
Oh, I
Yeah.
still hit the wrong thing. Hold on.
It's close enough because you shouldn't have proficiency.
Yeah.
Oh, you do have proficiency. I lied. But regardless, you kind of swing out with your hand crossbow, and she's just too quick as she dashes back, and she actually makes it back behind into this doorway as she rushes away from you. And at that, Zannah, it is back to you. You see the other vampire kind of stumbling, trying to get through the doorway up to the north, and the vampiric woman just disappeared around the corner.
I'm gonna bite.
Hey, dude.
There.
Give me that
wait.
bite.
Do-do-do. Oh.
Alright, you try to bite, but he has gotten a head start at you, and he just jumps out of the way, trying to continue to run. Elias.
This guy's still up.
Yep.
He's just.
He is very
Alright.
angry.
Let's do a pair of whacks. Is there any chance the big hole in his chest is worth advantage?
If you want to try and make me a dexterity check to be faster than him, I'll let you try.
Nope.
Yeah, you try to get a handle on things, but it seems in his rage he's far quicker than you expected, so it'll just be flat. The booming staff will hit, the spiritual weapon does not. Ooh. Yeah, you just smack out into this creature, and you kind of tear off the front of his face, and you now see muscle and sinew and just blood pouring out of it as he just fights through the pain. But he looks very, very weak compared to how he started. Zella.
I will also fire at the big, gross, scary-looking dude.
You can't have that much.
Both of
health
those
left,
will hit.
right? Right, Austin.
Yeah, with 2 quick arrows to this weakened figure, just one to the neck and one again straight to the head, he kind of stumbles and moves and falls down to the ground with a large whoom. And Valcrie. Also, don't forget to refresh your temp HP if you have used some. You might get more. It's a d6 plus 4.
Let's see.
You can
Well,
always roll it and see if you roll like max too.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna try and Eldritch Blast him because he shouldn't get away.
Go for it.
Pew!
Battle hit.
Pew! 1.
You kind of surge out like, I got you, and then just this little bitty piece of red force launches towards him.
His ass and just like pew.
The frustration is getting to you, and you can tell that your connection to your staff isn't as strong as it normally is.
Grumble.
Alright. And with that, he will begin to rush around the corner. And so, Zannah, you can take an attack of opportunity, just flat.
Alright, we bite. Maybe.
That'll hit. Yeah, once again, as you bite down onto him, this time you kind of tear out some of the muscle of his back calf as he tries to stumble away, and he falls down to the ground and just tries to drag himself around the corner slowly. But he does get out of your sight as he is just barely moving along the ground.
Ooh, we can chase him.
And Ari, that'll bring us back to you.
So, can I see these bitches over here?
Go ahead and roll me a perception check. As you look down to that hall, you do see another figure or two kind of standing there that do appear to be vampiric in nature. And you also see what looks to be the body of the female vampire down on the ground.
Did she run away, or did we kill her?
You're not sure?
I'm asking if we tried to kill her or did, because I just thought I might have missed something.
You were fighting her, and she seemed to move off around the towards the doorway.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go this way. Let me measure. Oh, my bad. I'm gonna measure from here. Okay,
Yeah.
so this should be in range.
Yep, you can get right up to him.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And as you come up, you now get a better view, and you can see the woman has her head like caved in on the ground in a large pool of blood, and you see another half dozen of these vampiric figures with the leader you had seen before, blood across his hammer, just looks up to you.
Well done there. You did your job well.
And, what was that?
Just cleaning house. Our arrangements can come to its end now. There needs be no need for further violence.
So, are we dropping initiative, or,
That's up to you. How are you responding to this?
I mean, based on how everyone else was all bitch made, I'm not just gonna whack him while everyone else is scattered.
Alright. So you kind of stop and hold up for a moment as he kind of calls off to you.
I will hold my action to whack if they become hostile. How's that?
Alright, that'll work. And Zannah, you saw the other vampire kind of crawling out the door. What are you doing?
I'm gonna follow, because it's just fun at this point.
Yes, it is.
Kill.
Yeah, so you see him kind of lying on the ground just like, "Ah!" And he kind of puts his hands up, "Don't hurt me!"
We bite.
Go ahead and give me a bite. No mercy. That'll hit. Yeah, and as you just kind of bite down on his throat and shake, you feel as the body goes limp.
Okay.
And with that, at least for the moment, there are no other threats that you see. And so as the combat begins to die down and you all kind of look around, not seeing anyone aggressive towards you anymore, you kind of stand there as this figure, this vampiric leader, stands over the body of the woman.
You all fought well here. You have my thanks. Not only
So,
killing the flesh golem, but also her, I am in a generous mood. You have made it this far. There be no more need for conflict between us today.
So, what's your angle here? Like, what do you do?
We are, gatekeepers. We ensure that adventurers full of coin and lacking any real skill, we ask for a penance on their way to their deaths, not expecting them to come back, but you seem like you are more capable. I have no desire to further any aggression towards you today. You have helped me a great deal already. So please, go on your way. Let us see to our deceased compatriots.
Why were your friends there fighting with the flesh golem trying to kill us?
Well, it is standard procedure for when intruders burst into your home, is it not?
Well, that's the point of having the watch, is that you tell them not to get. Are you friends with the flesh golem?
No.
So what's it? What was it doing here?
Make a persuasion roll.
Damn.
I'm very, very volatile today. We're not rolling a lot around 10, you know, we're getting the extremes.
Apparently, no. You can see he's kind of caught up in the moment, and there's a bit of excitement to him.
That bitch Harriet. She found the creature within these halls and bound it to her will and thought she was better than all of us. It was good you taught her a lesson.
Oh, well, glad you guys have that sorted out. Sorry about all your friends literally running into our swords and crossbow bolts. I don't know why they kept coming, but yeah, we'll be on our way then.
Very well.
All right, let's pack this up. Can we behead this thing?
Yeah. Really quick before we leave this guy. What is the suggested route deeper? That you had mentioned you were gatekeepers and you knew the way. Where ought we go next? I don't want to disturb more of your kin if I can help it.
Roll me a persuasion check, Elias.
That was not the right check, sorry.
You could.
It didn't matter. They're the
Kinda-
same number.
Kind of looks at you.
You know, our only kin are here in these halls. As long as you do not continue to stay in the northwestern corner, you can go wherever you wish. We know little of what is outside of these halls, outside of the goblinoids that lie to the south. I expect that is where you will find a way further deeper. But there are halls up to the northeast as well. You could try that direction and see what it yields. We tried to venture that way, but found giant spiders blocking our path, so we killed the ones we could and set up barriers to prevent movement further. Whichever way you choose is up to you. But know that we will give you a pass this once, but our gate still stands. You will get a discount on further passes through, but anytime you pass through our territory, we would... Anytime further, we still need coin to exist. But we see you as friends now.
And he gives a wide smile, and you can see the fangs glisten.
I will pull back my cloak and smile back, and let's make our way out, guys.
Okay.
Remember, take one last roll of your temp HP.
Oh, yep.
It'll be there until we long rest. So, if you don't have any, get some.
Oh, I like that a lot better. Give me that one.
Yep.
Cool.
I'm considering I rolled 2 5s. I was like, that's garbage.
I just want to point out for the record, I told you we could have beat those vampires' asses, and I was right.
Well, it turns out
Probably.
we had to go beat the vampire asses at some point.
I'm just saying, like, I see no reason to give these people a toll ever, because we are only getting more powerful, and they some bitches.
I'm sure
Until
next time
I
we
have
come
more
through,
than one
we
of
will
those
fight
per
them.
rest, I would rather not fight unnecessarily. As soon as
Sure,
we
I'm
hit the
just
next
saying if
threshold and I can do that more than once, we can fight whatever the fuck we want.
I'm just saying, like, we're at like half strength right now, cause I'm not even in armor, and like, we could mop up some vampire nerds, especially once I get multi-attack and some armor. Like, we're gonna have a good time.
Are you guys talking about
Exactly.
this right now?
I mean,
No,
this is purely metagame based on the fact that it's like, yeah, in one more level I'm getting multi-attack.
Alright, so are you guys headed to the northeast or down to the south?
So actually,
Down back
before
to
we
the
leave,
south
which
where
one was
those
the
bugbears
vampire
were.
dude? Which one's the head vampire dude?
He's the
Is it
one
this one?
right here, and so he looks
sorry.
like that.
Okay, cool. So she's in the right spot. Before we go, have you seen this man? And then she'll kind of describe the Kressando guy that we're looking for. Have you seen him?
Roll me a persuasion check, Valcrie.
Everybody wants persuasion check. Pew!
Hey,
kind
but
of-
on a rare occasion, our high charisma characters actually rolled well on their checks.
Right.
He gives another smile.
Yes, this man, he seemed green. He came through a few weeks, maybe a month ago. I never saw him again. Perhaps he headed in the same direction you all go.
All right. Thank you. She doesn't press further. Now we may go.
Alright.
Yep.
So you all begin to file past, and you see the vampires kind of picking up the bodies of their fallen comrades, and kind of the body of Harry is kind of dragged by her foot and kind of dumped down in front of the throne unceremoniously as they begin to kind of clean the leftovers within.
I'm gonna smile at the head vampire to show him I have fangs too, and then walk out.
The wolf smiles a
Flesh
large smile.
Golem head.
Which way did you go, Joe?
Down back towards where we started.
I've
where I
added
knocked
a
over the
flesh
snake.
golem head to our party loot.
I
In case
don't.
y'all wanted to track that.
If
I don't know
you
if I
zoom out,
affected it.
I'm pinging where I'm at.
Oh,
I just
not
walked
gonna
back
do
to the
that.
beginning.
Okay, I think I know. I think I found the right spot. Here we go.
I appear to have gotten stuck in a wall again.
Alright, give me a second. Hold on.
I found what looked like a sarcophagus in a corner.
I don't
but
know where I am.
That was an
Okay,
accident.
hold on, guys. Okay, give me a second. Alright, Ari's
Okay.
moved.
This is like a sarcophagus thing.
Zannah.
We should have shaken down those vampires. I'm just saying, like, we just asserted our dominance. We should have T-posed and been like, you know that toll you wanted us to pay? We want you to pay us that, or we're
How
gonna
about you
kill
give
you
us
all.
20 gold
Yeah.
a piece? But
Like,
And
how
then
about you give us 20 gold per each of you that you want to live?
Oof. Pay to live.
Alright,
Let go.
If we were a murder hobo party, I definitely would recommend it. Even though we're not a murder hobo party, they're
You
vampires.
still
so I'm
recommend it?
kinda, like, at least 40% recommending it, because, you know, Ari has no love for the undead. I really made the total foil to my other character, honestly.
I
So,
think you handled it very well for not being too keen on them.
as you begin to wander back through, Valcrie, you did come across a small, what seemed to be a statue of some kind, but not paying it too much attention. You follow back the direction that Elias was leading, and you all found yourselves back in this chamber of pillars.
Cool.
That's weird. The shadows on the map are really strange.
Are they?
Yeah, on mine anyway. Like, it's not showing everywhere we had explored before in gray like it normally does.
It should. That's really
But I
odd.
can see, like... Well, yeah, but it's like, I can see some parts of where we explored, but then other parts are just, like, totally dark, and there's, like, random patches that, like... Yeah,
But unconnected? Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, I can put a screenshot in the Discord if that would help you. I don't know, like, what would cause it.
I can understand what you're saying, but yeah, I don't know either what would
Here.
cause it.
That's what it looks like for me.
That's weird.
Fucky.
It is probably due to the fact that you don't actually have sight, so you never saw those areas or something.
But I do.
Then I don't know.
Like,
Overachiever, he goes through
like-
all of it.
I can, yeah, like my OCD requires that I see it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Go to all of it?
Oh well.
Sometimes the dynamic lighting is real weird.
Yeah. Cause like I definitely recognize all this junk. But yeah, it just yeah, oh well.
Alright. So are you guys headed back down to the direction of
Where
the bugbears
exactly
with
did
your
we
trophy?
find the bugbear?
It was
down here?
past the
This
Hall
way.
of Mirrors, yeah, so to your
Yeah.
left and then to the south.
This
Don't
way.
look at the
Remember,
mirrors.
don't look at the mirrors.
Yep.
Except Ari, do we want to steal a good mirror?
Oh gosh, you guys are zipping around on me. Okay.
Because we
Back to the
ninjas.
bugbears.
So, Elias, Ari, you kind of come up first, and Ari, you kind of hold up the head, and these bugbears kind of stamp their spears in approval. Good, good. You may pass. Head to the south. And Ari and Elias, you kind of begin to step past, and they kind of hold their spears up in kind of recognition of your deed as you kind of leave the head there for them.
Hell yeah,
Cool.
we made bugbear friends.
Dude, I love bugbear friends.
Our owlbear friends,
I would
except
also
Austin likes
sorry,
to kill
so
them.
did they want us to go south, right? I heard that, right? Or did I
Yeah,
imagine
they
that?
said you could go south.
Okay.
And Ari, as you get to the corner, you see more of them to the side, and from the back, you just hear a large yell, "Kill them all!" And they begin to rush out, spears drawn, as they try to pincer you into this corner. And that is where we'll pick up
That's
next
where we're
week.
gonna end. Me.
I knew we should have taken a short rest. God damn it.
I knew we should have just killed them when we had the chance. We
Well,
still
that's
do,
what we should have
but
done to the vampires too, but here we are.
I didn't actually say don't kill them. I just said they were scamming us on money. That's
You know, you make calls. Sometimes they're the right ones, sometimes they're the less right ones, but you make it through. Regardless, we thank everybody for joining us in for this session of Undermountain, and we will catch you again next week, right back here on Javelin Entertainment at 6 p.m. Central next Thursday. We'll see you then.
I want to point out we made exactly